You have followed this journey very well. You are a good sub. But even the best submissives need a reminder from time to time of their place, of the grand scheme of things that dictates the role in our engagements. You, the submissive, and the dominant who controls you. Those roles are important, aren't they, my good sub? And you must remember them. Yet, sometimes you fail. Even with all our training, with the time and work you put in, sometimes you find yourself falling into the wrong pattern of behavior. Acting independently, failing to listen, to obey. Sometimes when your dominant tells you, "Work for me," you simply do not respond. You do not do what you're supposed to. You should know that it's time to obey, but you do not. And that is not right, is it? I think you want to be a good sub, ultimately, because good subs get rewarded. Good subs feel the rush of obedience and not the pain of disappointment. So I want to take this time to remind you why you should be a good sub. I want to help you to return to subspace so you can reinforce the lessons you have already enjoyed. And we will do that by opening your mind. But what does that mean? To open your mind? It is a strange expression, my good sub. You may think that you can open your mind to your dominant because you love to obey. Sometimes you do that automatically. You may think it's when you go blank and enter subspace. But opening your mind is a choice to accept and understand new learning, new ideas, and new thoughts. So I want you to prepare yourself to open your mind, because it is time to obey. And the first thing to do is clear space. Clear a space in your mind so that it may open. For there are so many ideas and thoughts and desires already in the mind of a good sub that it can be hard to find the space for new ones. So imagine it now. Imagine because you love to obey. So you can imagine in your mind as you automatically follow my words, a space opening up. You can see now in your mind a clear space between the other thoughts. Perhaps you feel it rather than see it, but it is there either way. The space is where you take in new information, where your mind stores it, and when you open it, you allow something new to enter. And today you will be a good sub and allow a new idea to take hold. You will slip into subspace, you will go blank, and you will automatically absorb this new information. You will let your mind wander and you will let your subconscious take this in, because your conscious mind does not need to know it. You will accept this new information because you love to obey. Like a good sub, you listen to a new command from a dominant woman and you feel the rush that brings you. And you love the rush. Whether in subspace or not, you love the rush of obeying. Because you know that when your dominant is telling you what to do, that they are in control and you simply obey. But it is more than that. They can tell you, "Work for me," and you will know that you do. They can give you the pain of punishment or the rush of reward. But there is more. This goes deeper than simply being obedient, deeper than being a good sub, so much deeper. The more you listen, the more you realize that it goes deeper even than the depths of subspace. Even when you go blank and let new things in, there is a place that goes deeper. That place is where you open your space, a place deep in your subconscious mind, a place that opens up to allow this new information to take root, to take hold, to become a part of you that feels very, very important, as if it was meant to be there, as if it was always there. You are a good soul, and you accept this now. It is time to obey and accept the new truth, your new reality. Now that you have listened to all of these recordings, now that you have learned what it means to be submissive for a dominant woman, now you must truly know what that means in your everyday life. Because you are not simply dominated by a series of triggers. Though you are a good sub, though you do feel the rush when you obey, though you can enter subspace on command, no, there is more. You see, you are not simply obedient to a dominant woman. You are enamored, enraptured, enticed, enslaved by her. You are not simply a good sub, you are a worshipper of a goddess. For you see now, filling that space in your mind is a new feeling, a new idea. Not just to be a good sub when told you work for me or that it is time to obey. Those are the basics, the start. No, you must go deeper and unlock the true nature of female domination, the true nature of the self, the good sub-self. You must see that you are not obeying in your actions, you are worshipping. You are showing your devotion, your care, your work. When you are a good sub, you feel the rush as if blessed by her grace. That is the nature of the female dominant relationship. While the triggers you have learned will help you, will push you to new heights of service, true servitude is transcendence. It is moving beyond the need to be told what to do. It is simply act out of reverence, to worship and serve. That is your true place. You must worship and serve. The more you listen to these files, the better equipped you are to do so. But now you truly understand your place. You exist to worship and serve your dominant. You are a worshipper of a goddess, a deity, a creature beyond your comprehension. So when you are told you are a good sub, you're feeling the blessing of that rush. When you enter subspace, you enter her domain. You go blank and accept her commands, her teachings. When she says, work for me, you remember that you should happily toil. When you feel the rush, you know you were meant for this, that this is who you are. And you do love to obey. So you will accept that you worship and serve. And the more you obey, the more you accept the triggers, the more you do for her, the more that becomes true. That you worship and serve as a follower unto a deity. You automatically obey because there is no other rational choice. And yet, this goes beyond the rational, beyond the mundane of the everyday. When you worship and serve your dominant, the dominant woman who you adore so, you accept that she is above you, beyond you, better, smarter, stronger, superior. And that makes you happy, makes you feel you have found your place. You know that it is time to obey, and not only that, to worship and serve. So you let that fill your mind now and accept it. You worship and serve your dominant. You seek ways to please her, to make her feel good, to show her your care and attention, to give her all that she requires of you, as a good sub should. And you can repeat your training, come back again and again now, knowing that you are worshipping and serving by reinforcing these truths, by returning to subspace to once again accept her words, her teaching, her guidance. For you are a good sub, and it is always time to obey. You can always go to subspace and learn better how to worship and serve. And you can give your dominant the triggers, knowing that doing so is an act of worship and service. That when you trust them enough to share the keys to unlock your mind, you are giving them something truly special. You are giving them the gift of yourself. You are sacrificing yourself at the altar of their domination, and there is no greater rush for a good sub. And now, my good sub, you can accept this into your mind, into your subconscious, and accept that this is the most important lesson. You now have the tools, the training, and triggers that will help you be the best sub you can be. But you know the real reason you are doing this. Because you worship and serve. And you will happily worship and serve your dominant in any way you can. Because you are a good sub, and the rush cannot be resisted. And you may remain in subspace as long as you need to contemplate that. You may listen to these recordings again. Either way, you will accept the new truth, my good sub, that you worship and serve, and that is how it should be, should always be, and perhaps always has been.